From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human.
Satellite and radar still shows plenty of sunshine across mid-Michigan this evening, but despite the amount of sunshine that we have had in place all day long, our temperatures are still on the cooler side of things. Mid to upper 30s across the area. We're at 36 degrees in Lansing and Charlotte, 35 our current temperature right now in St. John's. Our temperatures will fall into the upper 20s as we go throughout the rest of the evening and overnight tonight, but wind chill temperatures will stay hovering in the mid to low 20s. We have a fairly mild day in the forecast for tomorrow before cooler temperatures and the chance for snow moves in. I'll have more details in just a bit. 6 News at 5:30 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 5:30.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 5:30. I'm Siobhan Klepfer. Hit that clock. We have a lot of news to cover in the first 6 minutes. Tonight, officials are trying to figure out why there was an explosion at a General Motors facility in Oakland County this morning. It happened at the GM Proving Ground near the village of Milford. Explosion happened at a tank holding byproducts from oil drilling operations. There were no injuries reported, although 2 homes in the area were damaged. Fire officials say the facility was leased by another company and it is still under investigation. A 6-year-old man is facing charges accused of robbing a bank in the Grand Rapids suburb of Wyoming while wearing a clown mask. Court documents say Garabed Tadian went into the PNC Bank on November 8th and handed the teller a note saying he had a gun and was willing to kill. Police say he got away with less than $1,000 in cash, but he was later tracked down through a palm print left on that note. He's expected back in court tomorrow. The mother of 3 boys who disappeared 14 years ago will try to have them all declared legally dead in a Lenawee County court next month. Andrew, Alexander, and Tanner Skelton, ages 9 to 5, were never seen again after Tanya Zuvers dropped them off with their father, John Skelton, for Thanksgiving back in 2010. He is now in prison on an unlawful imprisonment charge and is scheduled to be released next year. Zuvers says it was a difficult decision to ask that the boys be declared dead, but that they would have all turned 18 by now and are still missing. The hearings are set to begin on December 11th. Moving now to New Hampshire, a jury has convicted a man of holding a teenage boy down while he was sexually assaulted by workers at a youth detention center back in 1998. Bradley Asbury is facing a maximum sentence of 40 years in prison. While Asbury was working at the center, he and another person held the 14-year-old down on a staircase while 2 others sexually assaulted the boy. Since the investigation began, more than 1,100 former residents of that facility claim to have been abused at the center. Meanwhile, in Maryland, an FBI agent is now being charged with sexually assaulting 2 women. Police say Eduardo Valdivia posed as the owner of a tattoo parlor and promised women free tattoos and modeling jobs. They say they were not aware that he was an FBI agent. He's accused of raping the women during photo shoots. The agent has been suspended by the FBI pending the results of the investigation. In other news today, President-elect Donald Trump is threatening to impose new tariffs on Mexico and Canada as soon as he takes office. He says the 25% tax on all products from those countries is meant to crack down on illegal immigration and the flow of drugs. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he has since talked to Mr. Trump over the phone.
We obviously talked about laying out the facts, talking about how the intense and effective connections between our 2 countries flow back and forth. We talked about some of the challenges that we can work on together. It was a good call.
Mr. Trump is also promising a 35% tariff on products coming from China. Also, in response to the tariff threat, the Mexican peso went down more than 2% in value today and is now at about 20.7 units per dollar. Mexico is America's largest trading partner. It represents more than 15% of all international trade with the U.S., with Canada being second. Staying with news related to the former president, Mr. Trump's former attorney, Rudy Giuliani, was back in a New York City courtroom today. It was a pre-trial hearing for his civil defamation case. He lost a previous case after accusing 2 Georgia election workers of rigging the 2020 presidential race in favor of Joe Biden against Donald Trump. They've been trying to collect a $150 million debt from the former mayor, who's accused of hiding assets from them. Today, Giuliani's request to delay the trial until January was denied. Also in New York, a U.S. Marine Osprey aircraft transporting White House officials was forced to land on Monday after someone reported seeing one of the engines on fire. This happened to come on the same day lawmakers sent a letter to the Pentagon asking to reground the military's entire fleet of V-22 Ospreys. A recent Associated Press investigation of the aircraft's accident record found the Ospreys were involved in more than 21 major accidents. Authorities from multiple agencies, including U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, seized a record number of fake Gibson electric guitars today. Officials say they intercepted more than 3,000 counterfeit Gibson electric guitars at the Port of Los Angeles, the largest seizure of fake musical instruments in history. The guitars would have been worth an estimated $18 million if they were real. With the holidays coming up, authorities are warning people to be vigilant, especially when buying online.
Purchase goods directly from the legitimate sources or from the authorized retailer. When shopping online, read seller reviews and check for a working U.S. phone number or address. And pay attention to the costs. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Officials say counterfeit products are often low quality and can cause injury, and that proceeds are usually funneled into illegal activities like drugs and human trafficking. And in Tennessee, police arrested 3 men on Sunday for climbing on the top of the AT&T building, also known as the Batman building. The men were seen by people on the ground. One of them was near a spire. The other was lying down on the circular log on the top of the building. Police eventually found the men hiding in a bathroom stall in the high-rise. And for fans of Mariah Carey, especially her Christmas music, you have a new destination this holiday season. Mariah Carey's Black Irish Holiday Bar is opening in Virgin Hotels in Chicago, Dallas, New York, and other cities. There will be signature cocktails like the Black Irish Espresso Martini. And you can also, Kendall, you can write postcards to Mariah, which she supposedly will read. So there you go.
Just the cherry on top of what already sounds like a pretty amazing experience, right? There.
If only they could promise that she would be there as well when you were going to be. That'd be pretty neat.
Oh yeah, no, I'd have to call my mom. We're changing our Christmas plans immediately.
I love Mariah. I know, she's awesome.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the holiday season, our weather going to be feeling a lot more festive with some snow showers moving in right around the time for Thanksgiving.
Your full forecast with Kendall and all.